Hello and welcome to the History Help channel. Today we will be looking into the 12th chapter of Class 6, that is Vardhana dynasty. Okay. So earlier we read about the Guptas, and we also learned how Gupta kingdom came to an end sometime in the mid 5th, 6th century AD. So after that, after the Gupta kingdom, what happened? That is what we will learn today. So we will talk about a dynasty called Vardhanas, and we will look into the sources from where we are able to study about Vardhanas. Then we will look into the political history, that is who were the kings of Vardhana dynasty. And we will also look into how was the society and economic conditions during the Vardhana dynasty. So let us begin. So after the Gupta decline, the Skandagupta and Kumar Gupta rule was getting over, the Hunas had come, and the Gupta kingdom slowly got declined. Because of the attack of Hunas and the revolts within the Gupta kingdom itself, it weakened the Gupta kingdom and they slowly declined. So after the Gupta empire went away, small kingdoms came up in North India. So there were kingdoms in Kashmir, there were kingdoms in Bengal, then there was kingdom in Kannauj and all that. And in a place called Thaneshwar, there was a small kingdom called the Vardhanas. Okay, so we will talk about Vardhanas today, only Vardhanas, because they were there for a period of time, and one of their greatest king was Harshavardhana. So he did a lot of welfare for the state. So that we will take a look in this lesson. Okay. So let us see what are and one more thing to notice when the Vardhana when the Vardhana dynasty was in the north, in South India it was ruled it was majorly ruled by two South Indian kingdoms, which were Chalukyas and Pallavas. So these were the kingdoms in the south. This we won't be covering today. We will cover it in the next lesson. So today we will only look into the north kingdom, which is Vardhana dynasty. So let us see what are the sources for this. So the sources for the Vardhana dynasty is Harshavardhana. So Harshavardhana was written by a poet known as Banabhatta. He was a court poet in one of the Vardhana kings. So he had written a lot about Harshavardhana. So that book Harshavardhana, it is not complete. It has only some 7 to 8 chapters, but it talks about Harshavardhana and his ancestors and how was what were the wars, what were the battles that Harshavardhana had done. So it's an incomplete book, but it gives us significant information about the Vardhana dynasty, especially about Harshavardhana. Next, we also have Hiuen Tsang. He was a Chinese pilgrim who had come and visited our country during Harshavardhana times. So he had stayed more than 5 years here, and he talks about Buddhism, he talks about the King Harsha, he talks about how was the society and all that. He wrote a book called Siyuki. His book is called as Siyuki, and he has written a lot about the society during the Vardhana dynasty time. So these are very good sources for the Vardhana dynasty. Remember, Fahin had come during the Chandragupta II Gupta rule. Similarly, another Chinese traveler was Hiuen Tsang. Okay, he was also who had come in 7th century to our country. Now let us take so these are the sources. There are also coins, stupas, coins, and all are there. Plus, there is also inscriptions in many places. One of the prominent places is Aihole in south. So all these gives us information about Vardhana dynasty. So we have understood sources. Now let us take a look into the political history. So under political history, so one of the kings was of the Vardhana dynasty was Prabhakar Vardhana. So he was not actually independent. He was reporting to the Guptas. Under the Guptas he was a ruler, but slowly and slowly they started becoming independent, and they started forming their own kingdom. So Prabhakar Vardhana and his ancestors were probably reporting to Guptas. After Prabhakar Vardhana, it was his son Rajyavardhana. So Rajyavardhana unfortunately was killed. He was killed by a ruler called Shashank of Bengal. And Rajyavardhana had a sister Rajashri, and Shashank, the Shashank ruler of Bengal, had invaded the kingdom of Rajashri, and so Rajyavardhana had gone in the battle and he was killed. So Rajyavardhana was killed, and so Prabhakar Vardhana had another son, Harshavardhana. So he took control. So after Rajyavardhana, it was Harshavardhana. Now Harshavardhana started ruling from 606 AD to 647 AD. Okay, so he was a good king, and he not only defeated a lot of rulers from from the Thaneshwar areas to UP, West Bengal, all those regions he had conquered. He also came down south. That is, when he tried to come to South India, that is crossing the Narmada river, he was stopped by the Chalukyan king who were already ruling there. So he was not able to go still south. But his kingdom was there from eastern Punjab, UP, Bengal to Himalayas little bit, and all those northern regions. So earlier Raja Prabhakar Vardhana had his capital in Thaneshwar. During the time of Harshavardhana, the capital he shifted it to Kannauj. The reason is Kannauj is built on a higher place, and he was able to build a fort and give security to his kingdom. Okay, so it was on a higher ground. So he shifted to Kannauj, and he was defeated. He was not able to go down south because of the Chalukyan king. There was a king called Pulakeshi who defeated the Harshavardhana. So he was not able to go further south. Then he had very good relation with China, Harshavardhana. That is why Hiuen Tsang came during during Harshavardhana's rule. So a lot of embassies were exchanged, gifts were exchanged with the China emperor. So he had very good relationship with the China, and so Hiuen Tsang came during Harshavardhana's time. And after the death of Harshavardhana, the Vardhana dynasty did not go further. So many other smaller kingdoms came up. So the last was the death of Harshavardhana in 647 AD. So this is about the Vardhana dynasty. Now let us take a look into, so this is the political history of Harshavardhana. You can take a look at the map of the Vardhana dynasty. Now we will take a look into the society. Okay, so the society, the caste system was still there, and there were something called untouchables here also. In fact, Hiuen Tsang talks about untouchables here also, and he says that their conditions were not good. Then there were a lot of caste, upper caste, lower caste, and all was there. And in education field, Nalanda was a very good university. Many Buddhist scholars used to come to Nalanda. Nalanda is in Bihar, and it was so famous that many people used to queue up to come to the Nalanda University, and it was not easy to get into Nalanda University. The gatekeeper itself used to ask them tough questions. The students, whoever wanted to enter Nalanda University, they were stopped by the gatekeeper, they were asked questions by the gatekeeper, and if the gatekeeper got correct answers, only then they would be let in. So even the gatekeeper of Nalanda University was a scholar. Such is the reputation of Nalanda University. So students from Japan, Indonesia, China, many regions used to come to Nalanda University. And Nalanda University became so famous thanks to people like Harshavardhana, because they gave a lot of funds for running of the university. So a lot of patronage was given. Okay, so this is about education. Religion, let's take a look into religion. So Hinduism was there, Buddhism also was there. Initially Harshavardhana was a devotee of Shiva. Later he was converted into Buddhist, and he gave a lot of patronage to Buddhism. So he built stupas. And in Prayag, that is Allahabad, there was also a Buddhist council during his time. Remember, one of the council was during Kanishka's time, that is the Kushan rule. Another council of Buddhism was during Harshavardhana's time. And it is said that even Hiuen Tsang was there. Hiuen Tsang was there during that time. So he says that during the Buddhist council time, Harshavardhana donated many gifts. And he gave so many gifts that he himself didn't have anything. So he was a kind and courageous king. That is what Hiuen Tsang writes. Okay, then that is about the religion. Okay, then coming to his administration. There was kings. King was powerful. There was council of ministers. Just like Gupta kingdom, there was council of ministers, and the regions were divided. It was divided into provinces, districts, villages, gramas, and all were there. Similar to Gupta kingdom, this one was there. So this is a bit about the Vardhana dynasty. So why are we giving emphasis to Vardhana dynasty? Because of the patronage they gave to Buddhism, and that was probably one of the last rulers. There were many other rulers who gave patronage, but one of the famous dynasties to give support to Buddhism. Not only that, during Harshavardhana's time, there was a council also in Prayag. Hiuen Tsang also had come, so we have good information about this dynasty. So the next lesson we will learn about Chalukyas and Pallavas, who were also there during the Harshavardhana time period, the Vardhana dynasty time period. Thank you.